Hey guys, hey friends, happy Friday. I just wanted to pop on live for a moment, just a Savvy Friday pop up. We are all out here just building our businesses, finding, some of us are truly out here finding our true, genuine selves, transparent, open, not the fake and phony marriages and what it looks like on the outside of a facade as a facade. And as we're building our families, our businesses, and truly getting real with ourselves, with healing. And I am so sorry, I have been like keeping this TV on. It doesn't even faze me. I like can block things out. I think by having like 5 kids, I keep things on just to hear something. And so I'm like, wait a minute, this TV is really on, and it sounds super loud when everything else is around me quiet right now. Anyway, as we are truly healing through life's twists and turns, guess what? Life's and things hit. Um, I hate when people, and I hate, I hate when people say, oh my God, I'm so busy. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not any busier than anyone else. I don't care if you're a celebrity. I don't care. I don't care if you're a mom of one. I don't care if you're a mom of 10. You're not busy. You're not too busy to do certain things. And what we really have to get real with is that it's just not a priority. It's not that you're too busy. We're all busy with stuff. We're all on a different level of busy. Whatever my busy is with 5 kids, going to college, whatever it is, football, my life could be busier than someone with 2 newborn babies. It's not a comparison party. Life is life. We all get busy and we all get stressed. But when you don't return calls and you don't do this and you say, oh my God, I was so busy. No, you weren't. You just didn't make it a priority. I bet you made going to go get that Botox and that fake hair a priority. Them Sapins and them nails done a priority. You fit it in. Why? Because it was a priority. It was important to you. So y'all stop making up these things that, oh, I don't have time. You have time. You just didn't make that a priority and it went by the wayside. So as we get real with ourselves and telling ourselves the truth, and we're developing and healing and building our families, our companies, our businesses, because when you're building companies and businesses, you have to I just got a tweet, and it said the Newport Harbor head coach has stepped down. So I'm gonna have to read that. Wow. Anyway, Newport Harbor, Newport Beach, guys. But my boy there, CDM. Anyway, as I was saying, when we're business owners, um, there's another level of responsibility, and that is making sure that we create and have a whole healed, healthy environment for our company, our business, our employees. You attract what you are, not what you want. You could want a doctor and a lawyer, but you could be toxic. You're not even going to attract that. You get what I'm saying? So as we're developing and growing and this, that, and the other, I wanted to pop in for a Savvy Friday pop up as we close out the week as mom bosses, mompreneurs, grandma bosses, because now grandmas are like 40, 35, 40. Like I know in my 40s, I'm not having no kids. I'm not having new babies. You know what I'm saying? So, so I wanted to pop in as we're developing and we're becoming public. If you are putting your business, your brand out there, you are a public figure. You could be a different level of a public figure, but walk with your invisible crown, ma'am. Walk with your invisible crown, sir, king, queen. You know what I mean? Just because this person is here doing this, it doesn't mean that they have the same connections and um, associations and collaborations as you. We all have our own network of people. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So we are all on some level public figures. So what I wanted to share with you, here are three things that as I've been developing, and I'm like, oh, I wish I would have known this. Oh, I wish I would have known that before putting myself out there. And even as I become a bigger public figure, because I want to always edify and uplift whoever I'm associated with. But anyway, number one, create a clear image of who you are and what you stand for. This is your brand. Think about what makes you unique and share that consistently, especially on social media. Number two, being a public figure means people might want to know everything about you. Decide what you're comfortable sharing and what you want to keep to yourself. Balance is a key to protecting your personal life. Guys, I'm going to stop right there for a second. That's so true. Even as I knew that I was developing my personal brand, um, was already becoming aware of the certain people that were coming in my circle. And I very rarely post my kids. Yeah, they have on their football stuff, but it's very rare that I'm just posting my children. I've never been the one to, post my man all over social media. To be honest with you, when I see all that love bombing, and this is just coming from like 20 years marriage. When I see all that love bombing, for me, it's either one of two things. Either it's a new relationship, new marriage, or you're love bombing us with, I guess if you're trying to make us believe your situation or relationship is so great, maybe by you telling us, you're in the process of convincing yourself. I don't know. But some of those things just really need to be protected, especially as you build your brand. You decide what is important for you. Even though I look old, I am technically a grandmother, and I very rarely, but I very rarely show my granddaughter, and not because of anything specific, but people are so weird, and as you develop your brand, there has to be balance. And so now we'll go to number three. Not everyone will like you, and that's okay. Guess what? Do you like everyone? I'm waiting. Do you like everyone in the world? No, you don't. So not everyone will like you, and that's okay. Learn to deal with criticism without letting it bother you too much. Stay positive and stay focused on your goals. Overall, I wouldn't really change anything about my life. Um, since I've been building my brand, building the circle and developing the legacy, and for my children, and wealth, generational wealth, and bringing them in and tying them in. Like I said, I wouldn't really change anything about my life. Some things are like, really, Tanya, you made that decision, but how would I have gotten to the next level had I not had that particular experience? So since, I've been putting myself out there and becoming more public, it's opened doors for my children, and they've always done that as well. They don't, the younger generation they're great at this tech savvy thing. And to be honest, we've been able to help so many people all around the world, and it makes it all worth it. What's the point of having anything and having connections and having money if you don't help others? I was talking to a friend of mine, and so many people hate, when I moved to Newport Beach, California, I remember, and it's so funny because it's like everywhere you go, it's like people talk about people behind their backs. So it's like, why even spend the time? I remember coming to Newport Beach, and I was told about a family, and I'm like, and as another year that I lived in Newport Beach, I'm like, who is this person? But I remember coming to Newport Beach, and my boys were playing football. Of course, everybody noticed that they had gotten there, but I was told a story in particular by a woman of a family that was from Texas, and they were talking about how people hold their children back just for football. And they were like, yeah, this family held they did something, put their kid in private school. So in California, they'll take their kid out of public school, put them in private school, reclass them, and put them in private school. Then they'll jump them back to public school, have them reclass. It's something with football in Georgia. Honestly, I'd never heard of this before until in Georgia, I was meeting people that held their kid back in like the 8th grade. So by the time they went to high school, it was just really weird, and I will tell you, it is frowned upon, even though to athletes, it makes sense. It's frowned upon. I remember on the stands, children and parents would heckle, and be like, aren't you like 20 and playing with 8th graders? You know what I mean? People don't like it. And it's so funny because I found out about a family from Texas in Newport Beach that they were holding, and like I said, I don't know anybody. I just heard it. They're like, oh yeah, they held their kid back and they're wanting their kid to take these certain positions. They're like all about this and trying to this. So I guess just living through your kids, vicariously through your kids or whatever. But yeah, they told me about this family and now I know who they are. I didn't know who they were then. Even as I got to live there longer, I'm like, who is this family that they're talking of, that people are talking about and talking mess about? And so that's just being real, people will hate on you, and they had actually said to me, they're like, yeah, they planned all that, but they don't plan on the fact that 3 real athletes would come to the school and dominate. And they have, and people do shady crap to keep your kids down so their kids will be above. But I'll tell you, I liked the family. I eventually knew exactly, this year, I think it was, exactly who the family I was told about a year prior. But why are you talking mess? Really, it's weird that you hold your kid back. I mean, and it is frowned upon. So I don't care what you say. I don't care what the strategy is. You be coming up with these strategies, but you don't think that you don't prepare for the fact that people will transfer in, because it's not things that people think of. Oh my God, somebody's going to transfer from a football state or that really can play football. You know what I mean? And then they try to do underhanded things behind the scenes. But, that's neither here nor there. Then, I met a girl, Erica, talking mess about the GM's wife. The GM's wife, the GM of the LA Chargers, just talking mess about her. Like, oh my God, she plays 4 hours of tennis and must be nice to have a life like that and blah, blah, blah. And then her husband got fired from being the GM, the head coach and the GM got fired from the LA Chargers. Okay, we know those positions aren't guaranteed. We know that it's political. We know that the owner could be your friend and then talk mess later when he's letting everybody know he fired you and why. But who cares? But it was kind of like, she was like, yeah, nobody's beneath a humbling experience. Maybe they'll sell their house. Who cares? Who cares? And I'm just one of those people. I'm just, when this was coming through, and this was coming through like on a group chat that myself and another woman were in, it was just, as I looked at the text, I'm like, well, nothing's really a surprise. Some people know things just because we find them out in the real world live. Some people know that this is already happening. And guess what? I'm a big believer in the best you ever had will never be taken from you. So clearly, this was not the best that they ever had. There's something even better. for them. And that was one thing that I said, you can't get to your better, you can't get to your next until certain doors are closed. And I'm sure this wasn't a shocker. And even if it was, you don't relish in the loss of someone else's misfortune. You don't heckle and be funny or whatever, you know. And as I got to know this girl, Erica, I'm like, oh yeah, this is fake, you know, because I'm one of those friends, like, and of course, you know, I didn't even, you know, indulge in that because I love Lara. And, you know, I love her, meaning like she's never done anything to me. I don't talk about people behind their backs. Whatever I say to you, I'll say to your face. Whatever I say about you, I'll say to your face. I'll try to find you first. You know what I'm saying? But it's just not. So I love Lara. And she's never done anything to me. Like I said, I feel like when people talk behind your back, look at where they at, behind your back. And that's what I was going to say, because they cowards. And that's how I feel about it. And at the end of the day, I'm not in this little thing that y'all have going on. We don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can have this competition between yourselves, but to talk about someone at a time of loss, whether they were expecting it or not, that is hurtful, because at the end of the day, there's at least some sort of, regardless, you're not bringing in the same money at this job, even if there's a pause to the next thing, or you're going into the next thing. You don't know what people are facing, financial, whatever, you know. Maybe it went from one income to another. But I will tell you something, I've loved living in Newport Beach because I've gotten to learn many things. And just because somebody loses a job, this is not no poor scarcity mindset, living in wherever you're living and you lose a job, go down to one income and you can't survive. Like, these people, they expect this stuff, and especially with certain jobs. And you're not a multimillionaire just from a job working for somebody else. It's not meant a 9-to-5 job. If you're working for someone else, if you don't own the team, then you're working for someone else. So with that being said, people are not multimillionaires by only working for someone else. That is not, your wealth is not built by only working a 9-to-5 job. So you people, just stop laughing and finding funny the comfort of someone losing their job. That's bullcrap. You know, if you're talking about these people behind their backs, they're going to find out, because I'm one, you know, stand 10 toes down. What you say is what you say. Don't do that. And that's probably why you were not sitting in their circles, and probably why you're not in my friend circle, because the same woman turned around and said, oh my God, I can help you do this. Oh my God, I can help you do this. And twice she came to me and asked to help me with something. And then, you know, people are reaching out and they're like, we can't, girl, you know. And so that's what I say, guys, as you're building, and I look at these things as character things. I don't want people in my company, in my business. I don't want to build a brand on bringing people down. I don't want to build a brand on gossip and this, that, the other, tearing people apart. We want to uplift each other. We want to uplift women. We want to uplift our children. We want to uplift everyone, whether you're a girl or a guy. We want to edify and empower, not be nasty. Because really, I look at you like, are you jealous of these people? Guess what? We're all striving to have, you know, striving and thriving and successful at, you know, building. And we're all trying to, especially when you move to California and you're living in Newport Beach, and me being there for 2 years, guess what? I lived there for 2 years. No one ever took care of me. No one's gonna take care of you for 2 years straight. No assistance from the government, state, city, county, wherever you get it from. It's not going to help you for 2 years straight, 3 years straight, a year straight, 6 months straight. They're not. So I would tell you guys, live your life. Don't care what anyone thinks about you, because guess what? While they're talking about you, they're jealous. Guess what? How many people do you know could go through whatever it is that you've gone through? We've all been built for something. Guess what? This person could have gone through this over there. Guess what? They were built for that. I don't knock down their trial or tribulation and compare it to mine. Be like, oh, but I went through this more. No, your trials, your tribulations, your struggles, your this, they're yours. Your messiness is a message for somebody else. And so with that being said, you know, we want to continue to encourage. We look at your situation. I know there's a lot of people that would not have been able to. First of all, people stay in marriages that are not great, and they put on a fake phony show. And I have very good discernment. I have very good discernment. You don't have to say anything for me to pick up on things. Even inside of my spiritual circle, there were things that I picked up on, and I knew, and I didn't know how I knew, but then later there was confirmation. I have very good discernment. And so what I say is, live out loud, live your life. Who cares what anybody thinks? Guess what? When somebody is jealous that somebody gets to play tennis for 4 freaking hours, that's because you're jealous. You wish you could do that, because nobody moves to California or Newport Beach freaking struggling with a scarcity mindset. And with that being said, you want the same life. I'm building I am putting us in a position for financial freedom. Financial freedom meaning not having fear of the lack of having money. Fear, oh my God, I got fear of this or fear of that. Fear, you get what I'm saying? I want to remove those obstacles and things like that. And so people work to have that lifestyle. Little did she know, this woman has her own jewelry business. So while you think that she's this or that, these women have jobs, they have businesses, they have companies. They are rocking it. So don't let some negative Nelly or some petty Paula come from the outside and, excuse my language, but shit on your parade. You get what I'm saying? They want to be you, probably. They want to have that freedom. So, let's live out loud. You're in the public eye. You're influencing people on social media. They're following you because there is something that they connect to, and keep doing that. Keep doing that, uplifting, inspiring, and reaching people all across the world. Stop downing people, having people telling people about other people's business, about their kid was in school and they held them back for football. Stop being a talkative Karen. Stop being a talkative Karen and others that were part of that conversation to talk about this woman and her children. Amy doesn't deserve that, and neither does her children. You know what I'm saying? So let's just love each other, uplift each other, empower each other. And you know what? Stop talking about each other. Stop worrying about what everyone else is doing. Stop judging each other in their path, because like Erica said about the Telesco family, no one is beneath a humbling experience. So with that being said, I flip that on you over there, talking about them. No one is beneath a humbling experience. Guess what? The show on, what is it? I think it's on Oxygen. The Real Murders of Orange County. That show existed before they made The Real Murders of Atlanta and then The Real Murders of LA. There's a reason why The Real Murders of Orange County was developed first. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in Orange County. They commit different type of crimes and they kill each other. We don't have any money. Oh my God, we lost our job. Oh my God, I'm going to kill my wife. Check out the show for yourself. I told somebody about it and they've just been watching it. They're different type of crimes and it's scary, to be honest with you. So, at the end of the day, let's love on each other. Let's stop talking about each other. Stop trying to put each other down and this, that, and the other. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm one that I'm gonna come to you. Oh my God, did you say this about me? And if you know that you can't handle a confrontation for something that you actually really did do or really did say, then shut up. Shut up and build your brand, build your business, and do something. Put your kid through school. Figure out how they did it. Figure out the loopholes. You know, there were loopholes in California. People were wondering how some players that transferred from Mater Day got to play in the game in Newport, the Newport Harbor game. I think it was like Battle of the Bay. Broaden your friend circle. I know exactly how they did it. There's not loopholes, but there are rules. In California, it's CIF. I think in Georgia, it's GHSA or whatever. But these are rules to govern, and they do more than just athletics. When you feel like someone is taking advantage, using their position of authority and power and money to get opportunities on the football field, you can report that. Listen to some of my past podcasts. It was actually a 4-part series I recently did. There are things and ways to report that. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, let's love, let's uplift, let's empower, and let's actually build a brand. You could be the GM or the owner of a football team. And let's not hate on others that are doing it and have done it. Guess what? You have to be in the circles to go to the next level. I love being in the circles of women that are powerful, successful, and you don't even know it. They're just normal, regular, and you don't even know that they're multimillionaires. They're sitting in the home of and they put you on. They don't want to be your friend if you're not saying they don't want to be your friend if you're struggling. That's a lie. Our friend circles, we uplift. Oh, well, this is my friend. I'm going to make sure she's good too. Let me give her some information. Let me, associate her with this. We're not going to hold on to business ideas for the fear of, oh my God, they're going to get there before me. No, align yourself with people that don't care. And sometimes that means changing your atmosphere, changing your environment, changing your state, getting business mentors and leaders that take you to that next level. So anyway, we will end this live. It's been almost 30 minutes. I should have made this a podcast. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful Friday. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in to this impromptu live for our Savvy Friday pop-up.